getting going. Hello, Faye. How are you today? Hello, Penelope. I'm going to take it you can hear me, right? Nod your heads. I'm glad. Hello, Rochelle. We'll get started in a few minutes. I'll let a few more people come on before we start. And I hope you have all had a good day. Hello, Karen. Okay, so tonight I am using the Mystic Monday deck. Oh, yes. We have a comedian in the crowd. So this deck actually was recommended by Cheyenne, who normally comes on, which is Amanda's daughter. And I bought it a long time ago to have a look. And it's very plain, simple. Anyone probably could use it. You just have to open your intuitive imagination a little longer. Yes. Hi, Orville. She is very cute. She wears the dress, as you all know, because she has a skin disease and she has OCD. She does not know when to stop licking. So she will lick herself raw. Hello, Linda, and hello, Shar. Okay, so I'm going to get started. So I'll go back up to the top, and the first person is Faye. And I wanted to do it slightly different tonight, but maybe I'll try it on a different screen when I go to do this, because I think I need people on the show with me. So one time I am going to try doing a Zoom one, just to see how it works. So Faye, you have the Princess of Swords. This makes me think of communication, but in this particular case, this is communication of the soul. It's soul to soul, and it's making a connection with your daughters and your granddaughters, your mother, and it's bringing that line or generation of beliefs together. And by bringing them together, everyone begins to feel the pull of each generation and learning. There's so much things, or so many things about our childhood, about our parents that none of us know. And this makes me think that you're reaching down that line of the matriarch to learn things about tradition, family, events, and that they will be handed on as life progresses. Penelope. Looks like I'm pulling all the people tonight. This is the Queen of Swords. And this is looking at things in different dimensions. Again, we're going back to intuitive, so that's probably going to be the theme tonight, is tapping into your intuitive ability and allowing the message to come in such a way that you're not overthinking them. You're not rationalizing them. You're just allowing the message to flow. So this says that you stand strong for what you believe in traditionally and non-traditionally, and that you will move forward in the direction you need to go, because that is the way the wind will take you. All right, Rochelle, let's have a look. Oh, test tubes. It is the 5 of Wands, but this makes me think of test tubes, but it also makes me think of lightsabers. So maybe you need to get some flashlights in case there's a little bit of a storm and you need to have some light inside your house, and maybe some lightsabers, or those ones, you shake and they become light. And it may become very handy in the next 5 days, 5 weeks. And they're also talking about sometimes we have to learn how to say no, that we can't always jump up and do what everyone wants. And I'm a great one for saying no. Haha. And so this is more a case of setting boundaries, but it's not just boundaries for other people. You're setting boundaries for yourself as well. And when I say that, it's you're learning yourself you're listening to yourself more. That's what I'm after here. All right, Karen. Hello, Karen. Well, just give me a second and I will pull a card for you. And if anyone sees someone I can't see, please let me know. Karen, the Fool. This is definitely dance like no one's looking. Take a chance, go for a swim. Overindulge a little bit, but not to the point that you make yourself sick. And let the frenzy pass by you. Don't allow it to catch you and make you feel like you're right in the middle of the frenzy and you have no idea what you want to do. This is saying, let it go past you. And look to the, I want to say, get some flowers around you. I was going to say look to the light, but that's not right here. This is more about the feel of nature around you, the calmness that nature tends to bring to people, except for if Rochelle has a storm, not going to be so calm, but it's normally about calmness. Orville. I've never read the books 50 Shades of Grey, but this is what it made me think of, the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is communication and clarity. It's coming out of a fog and going into the brightness all around you, knowing that you can hear your answers and you don't have to keep asking the questions because the answers are there. But what else it says to me is that your mind's not muddled anymore. You know exactly what you want to do, but now it's, how do I put it into perspective? How do I jumpstart the motor on my motorcycle to get it to work? Now, if you had an old Kawasaki, you would twist the handles, have the gas pedal, and jump on it. So I don't know if you have a motorcycle and you want to take it out and dust it off. And if you do, make sure you have your insurance, you're paying attention, you've taken the course. And they're just saying that when I think of a motorcycle, I think of a horse and I think of freedom and I think of the road we ride down. Not that I've ever, only once tried a motorcycle and I kissed the side of a truck. So this is clarity of thought coming out of the fog, knowing the direction you want to go in, and sort of, it's going to sound crazy, being a little wild in the process. But not so wild you get yourself into trouble. All right, Linda. King of Wands. Love all the orange and red energy. This is your root chakra, Linda. This is about grounding yourself and knowing you have both male and female energy, the yin and the yang, the energy that goes out and comes back in, and that you're actually a very dynamic person. And it's what you believe in that really counts. It's not the fact that there's a tree in the forest, it's there's a forest in a tree. And this says you're very strong, very capable, that you can manifest anything you want inside your life. It's really going to be up to you. Trust your instincts. And tonight seems to be a theme of intuition, instincts. So I'm saying really trust them. Shar. Shar, I'll have to ask you a question. Are you single? And just out of curiosity, you're welcome, Orville. Okay. Sandra, I'll get to you in a minute. So, Shar, just if you can answer that question right away, I'm curious if you're single. My instincts will say that you're probably in a relationship. But at this point, be bold. If you are in a relationship and you want to change, it's up to you. You're the person who's going to have to be bold and make the change. You can't wait around for that person to make the change. And they're saying that what I like about the blue is the fact that it's a very striking color, a very majestic color. But then you have all the different shades of blues that go with it. And to me, that means even though you can be majestic, you can be dynamite, you have this calm, earthy feel towards you. But it's also saying, don't be afraid to be bold. If there's something you want, just go get it. Don't be afraid to do it. All right. Oh, thank you for taking care of that. Who? Sandra. Sandra. The Four of Wands. When I was in elementary school, we did prisms. And I always thought it was amazing that when you looked at a prism and you turned it just the right way with the light shining through it, you had all those colors, all the different dimensions of the world wrapped up in this little piece of glass. And that's what this makes me think of, not just a time glass like a, what are they called? Hourglass, because this is half the hourglass, but it's about the colors inside of a prism and knowing that your world is multifaceted and you don't have to limit to just one color or one direction. You can go in, Sandra, in any direction you want to. And the fact that all the walls on this little half an hourglass are all open, there's nothing, Sandra, holding you in place except yourself. So if you're blocking your ability to do things or take a move somewhere you want to be, walk outside of this because you need to think outside of the box. And there's a lot of interesting colors coming towards you. Now, those could be people or it could just be situations, but a lot of interesting things, Sandra. You're welcome, Orville. Hello, Kathy. Wow, Kathy. Tonight, let's see what we have. Wow, I am. The King of Swords. This one's a little different because, all right, this is from Mike. He says, he always loved you. You liked to pick fights. You would argue whether it was right or wrong. And there were times you were like the breeze in the summer when it takes the sting out of the sun. There isn't a moment that he didn't enjoy being with you, but I have to say, by what he's saying right now, when you like to argue, sometimes he just didn't listen. Know that he loved you. His soul was your soul. And it's time for you to move on. Time for a new relationship. I'll put it out there to you, Kathy. First time I've actually really heard him so strongly. So I will put that out to you. Karen, you're welcome. Linda, you're welcome. Shar. Okay, you are. So keeping the idea that you have both male-female energy around you, the yin and the yang, Shar, whatever it is you want inside your life, you need to go get it. Don't wait around for it to come to you. Go after it. It's sort of, does that mean you're sort of married or sort of not married? Okay, Hello, Rachel. It's always nice to see you come on here. And Rachel, let's see what we have for you. The Three of Cups. And since there's three of you in your family, look at the heart, the bonding of the heart and the different colors to it. And the explanation of joy and happiness around you. And that, again, you are the person who makes it happen. You are the beauty inside the relationship, and you're also the beauty that walks the earth. Remember that you are a goddess, and there isn't anything that you can't do. You deserve to be loved, Rachel. Take that to the bank, because that's more, to me, impressive, that you inspire love inside of people, than $1 million in the bank. You're beautiful, girl. Hello, Connie. Hi, Connie. I picked the Death card. And remember, whenever I pick the Death card, it's not the Death card. It means new starts and new beginnings. To me, Connie, this is a whole new path for you to start, for you to look towards your future, to shuffle through a few closets and move a few things around so that you know what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep, and for you to express the joy that you have inside of life by writing poetry, by singing out loud, whether you're off key or not, doesn't matter, and by really embracing what life has to give for you. Okay? So Connie, know that there's some great things happening for you in this near future. Again, near future for me is 6 months to a year. And that there's nothing stopping you. That road looked pretty straight, no bumps, a little bit of a curve. Be careful of ice, drive carefully as you're going through life. Don't try to race it. And I think you will be pleasantly surprised with what is in store. Okay. Thank you, Shar, for clearing that up. Well, then I've got news for you. You've got someone who's coming towards you. Not necessarily the guy you're talking to, but you do have someone coming towards you that you may want a relationship with. It will be up to you. Well, if Penelope said, I'm just handing that on because it's still showing up. Okay. Hello, Jessica. Oh, sorry. Ilya first. Ilya. Princess of Swords, or Wands, balance, new opportunities. This is work, so it might be a part-time job for you, but it's also you literally getting yourself into shape, looking after yourself, making a little movement, because there's going to be room for a partner for you. And they're saying that this partner is going to be someone who can dance even with the lights on. Okay, so to me, this is going to be fun. It's like you're opening up all your chakras so that this opportunity can present itself, and they're saying you're going to have fun. Sorry. Okay, now Jessica. Well, Jessica, 10 of Pentacles. First of all, don't put your eggs all in one basket, because you'll have scrambled eggs if you drop it. Second, you're going to be careful of conception right now. Now that came out of nowhere for me, but I'm putting it out there, so be a little careful, girl. Third, you're putting a glass dish on the edge of a counter, and looks like you bumped it and it's falling on the ground. So if this is something that's precious to you, please make sure you push it back. It's either a plate, a cup, something that is precious to you. So push it back so it doesn't fall off. And third, I hear a bowling alley. Literally, I can hear the music, hear the balls rolling down, the clack of the pins being hit. And to me, this is a strike, which means you've got a relationship coming towards you, and boy, is it going to be a hit. Okay, so be open for it. Heather, hello, I have a big question for you. My daughter had said last night she couldn't sleep anymore because of big shaking under her bed, and since then her emotional state has been off. Is there anything you can sense or feel we should do? Okay, so Heather, first, I would check the bedroom, make sure there's nothing physically there. Second, I would sage the place. Third, as you're saging, I would ask that whatever's in the room, that it's time for it to leave because it doesn't need to be there. And fourth, I change where the bed is. Like if you could put it on another wall, under a window, or whatever, I'm going to say change where the bed is. Because, and if she needs a nightlight, I'm going to say put on a nightlight. Okay, so eliminate physical, then change things around. I sort of think she might have felt a little bit of an earthquake. It doesn't feel like a spirit. It doesn't feel ominous. It feels more like literally like there was an earthquake. Okay. And is her grandfather passed on either side of the family? Because I feel like there's a grandfather in the bedroom looking after her as well. I want to say like a DD sound, like Dave, Dennis, Donald, Ronald, because of so it could be at the end of the name. But it feels like there's a grandfather in the room looking after her, Heather. Heather, for you, this is a work change. And it brings a few challenges with it, but they're going to be challenges that you actually enjoy. And they're putting you through your paces, but I actually think the paces are going to be really excellent. Okay. Connie, thank you. Well, I'm glad that the road, it is wide open currently. It's just sometimes we have to kiss a few frogs, make a few mistakes, for things to fall into place for us. And that's okay. If I think of all the frogs I've kissed, and there's been an awful lot of them, you think I would have found that right person or gone in the right direction, but I let life sort of take me where it needs me to be. Not that I always agree with it. There are times I fight the issue, but sometimes that's just the way the wind blows. I think I used that on someone else tonight too. All right, because Cheyenne had suggested these cards, so Kathy, would you mind handing this on to Cheyenne? This is the Six of Pentacles. This is my magic card. This is the card, even though we have a magician card in the deck, this is the card that says, I can perform feats of magic, intuition, because not only am I grounded, but I have all those spirits that you see as balls around her helping me out. So tell her that she is well protected, looked after, and there's a lot of love circling her. All right. Well, I'm going to wait a few minutes and see if anyone else comes on, or if any of you have questions you want to ask, because, I'm all into returning the evening so you can have a short night, just enjoy yourself. But I'd like to give everyone a few more minutes. Okay, and while I do this, I'm just going to show this card. I haven't really used these cards a lot. This is the Nine of Pentacles. And I have always thought of peacocks, a proud, beautiful creatures that are noisy. And when I look at this, the peacock is admiring its coat, its feathers, the air around it. And it's not squawking because it knows exactly where it is meant to be. So if someone had got this card, this would be a card for me of pride, but not so prideful that we're going to have a fall, but proud of where they've been and where they know they are going in their future. This is a card for sometimes standing alone and understanding that people like to judge. And this card tells me the person is not judging. They are there. They're solid. They're firm. And I feel like this is for someone by the name of Richard. So if anyone knows a Richard, I'd like to hand that message on to him, because I just feel like it's connected to him. And I knew that tonight they were going to give me a couple of messages for people who might not show up, hoping that one of you is able to hand on the message. Okay. All right. I will wait 5 more minutes. I'll go until the half-hour mark, and then we'll call it an evening. And Heather, we will change your room around. Thank you. All grandparents are still alive, and some great grandparents. Okay. Heather, this is definitely a grandfather, so maybe it goes back even farther. Like, I think it's like William Bruce David or William David Bruce. If you don't mind doing a little research and get her to help move the room around, get her to see how she would like it. Okay? Because it will make a huge difference with the way she feels. And if it continues, just drop me a line. Hello, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, I picked the Lovers. I love the heart that they make and the foundation beneath them. And in the distance, I think that's supposed to be a palm tree. It is when I look at it. And to me, it's a beacon in the night saying, do you know where you want to go? And do you know who you want to be with? And do you know what you have to do to make it happen? Are you willing in some aspects to tie yourself into knots to see your dream come true? I wouldn't recommend that. That could be a little hurtful, but it could also be helpful, because maybe the knots are more about unraveling something than it is tying yourself in knots. Maybe it's supposed to be untie the knots that keep you still, that do not allow you to move in the direction you need to be. So, Jacqueline, I hope that helps. And Jacqueline, would you by any chance know, I think I want to say Barbara after all that. I was going to say a different name, but by any chance, do you know Barbara? Just wait to see if you answer. Well, I hope everyone has had a good night. It's been a beautiful day, very relaxed. Jacqueline, could you tell Barbara that this is the Empress? And I sort of think she needs to go for a checkup if she's still around us. Something's going on, lower half, so stomach down. And it may be something she's trying to ignore. It could just be she needs to change her diet. She might have a little gastro problem going on. See if your mom can tell her to make a suggestion. It's totally up to her. Keeping in mind, not a nurse, doctor, or lawyer, or financial planner. So to me, there's something here. The orange is your normally your stomach area. So I would definitely say there is something here she needs to have a look at. All right. Okay, so back to, I hope you all have a lovely day, and that, as usual, Sean and I will be on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Penelope and I will be on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And my daughter has set up a new website for me, which you see scrolling across. And it's really a nice website because it's interactive. And yes, I do hope you'll have a nice weekend. A rumor has it it's supposed to be nice outside. I am hoping to get some plastic and make a little greenhouse out of my cat cage so I can get some plants started and build a couple of things for the balcony and make it look like a little garden. Fool myself into believing I don't live in an apartment. And see how it goes from there. Well, everyone, I am going to say have a fantastic night. It is so much appreciated that you come on to the show and you let me pry into your life a little bit and to give messages through the cards. And the truth is, the cards tonight were just a distraction for you. I wanted to be able to say whatever I heard tonight. May love, peace, joy, and happiness find you all in mysterious ways. Blessed be, everyone.